Right? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, call the meeting of the Donington Township Vacancy Board to order.
Talk louder, probably.
Tammy, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
If there's anything you don't hear, which you need to hear everything, please speak up, speak out, and ask us to repeat, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So, roll call vote
JD,
here.
Ed,
Yep.
Tammy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
Okay. John, thank you for coming again, and I will trust that you will keep us informed and in line so we don't,
I'll help where I can.
yeah. Reason why we're having this meeting, there has been some question on last meeting, whether there's conflicting stories or whether or not it was a valid vote, that, you know, whether you have the majority of the board or not. So with everything going on, thought it best to confirm or, you know, make sure we got it right. So, that being said, I guess the first thing I'm gonna ask is all four applicants, if you all four still on board and all still want your names in the ring. Bus? No? You want to withdraw?
I'm on withdrawal.
Okay. Tom? You're in? Speak up so Tammy can hear you.
Oh, yeah, I'm in.
Okay, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, did you get all that, Tammy?
Yes, I did.
So Bus?
Before you proceed,
Yes.
he relieved you of your duties last time. Does he not have to reinstate you or something? He discharged you at the end of the meeting.
As I understand, he can speak to that. I don't think that's what,
I don't have the power either way. Meaning, all I'm here on is to advise on legal matters. I don't have the power to put him in or take him out.
But you discharged him.
I don't have the power to discharge him. This is a valid meeting of the board. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, this is a valid meeting. So I'm not in a position to tell him he's discharged.
But did you not bring that up at the end of the last meeting?
My intention was to say the duty of the board was completed, which it seemed to be. However, it was not, and so here we are again at a reconvened meeting.
Well, it's not what was said, but that's okay, because we don't seem to follow any rules in this place, so.
Okay.
I think you said fulfilled, but I don't remember. I don't watch it. I don't ever
It
watch
doesn't
it.
matter,
So-
right?
Let's move
Okay.
You can go.
Okay, so Bus, you pulled your name, Tammy, Bus pulled his name, Rick, Jonathan, Tom are all still in, okay?
Yeah.
So at this time, I'm open up for any public comment. If there's any questions or comments before we get started. Anybody?
I don't understand this. This is your decision, just make it.
Well, we are, and this is the proper way to do it. To give the public comment, you have to give public comment
Make
the
it.
meeting to make it, and that's what we're doing. So if nobody has anything, we'll move on. Any of the members of the board have any questions for any of the applicants or discussion with the board in general?
Been there and done that.
Doug?
The other thing I would, you and I had a phone conversation earlier, and you asked for us to come up with questions or comments. I really don't have any questions, I just have comments. That we, I think we're very fortunate we had some good candidates. The fact that we've had 6 or 7 candidates showing an interest, I think is outstanding. I can tell you that I know the 3 gentlemen that remain. I would honestly think that we know each other, but none of them are, I'm going to say, we're not friends. I mean, I'm not enemies, but we're not close friends. In fact, Mr. Fiddler and I sat on the board together many years, and there's a lot of things that he and I didn't see eyeball to eyeball on. With that being said, I think that's something we need to consider. We're talking about a brief period of time, 8 months. And, but we need to move ahead. We've got too many important things to do and, too many matters that are at hand that we need to get moved ahead.
Agree. Is that it?
That's all I have.
Tammy, do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Kathy?
Other than, are we sure we can do it right this time?
I would hope so.
It does take majority of the board, even though it's a vacancy board.
Yes.
Okay.
What is that noise? Is that your phone?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion at this point in
I
time.
was-
I am making a motion.
I had something to say before
Okay,
you,
but you can,
before you make any motions.
I'm putting a motion on the floor, and then you can have comments. Make a motion that we appoint, Mr. Fiddler, for the vacancy.
I'll second his motion.
To what?
Now it's up for discussion.
Okay, I wasn't gonna discuss that. I asked you guys if you had anything to offer, and I did have something to offer before we got into the motion portion of it, but,
Well, what you have to say may influence how we vote on it, though.
well, I was just gonna say that I think it's important with everything, all the goings on, and all the turmoil and all the divisiveness, that I don't think there's any benefit to letting this go to the court. That if we can't make a decision, we're more informed about what the goings on in Donegal Township and the candidates or applicants than a judge would be. And that's just delaying it more, and, you know, I don't think the township benefits or anybody in it from further delay, and who knows what, I don't know what that procedure or process is, but I'm sure it doesn't happen overnight. So I think we need to come to an agreement and pick a candidate, and we need to move forward.
I am 100% agree with you. And I just wanted to say, and to Rick, you know, Rick will be the first to verify that he and I didn't agree on a lot of things, right?
Right.
But there were times that we found ourselves many times on the same side of things. And I'm not appointing him because, I'm not making a motion to appoint him because he's my friend, because that's, until the last few months, Rick and I really haven't talked for several years. But there comes a time you've got to move ahead, you're gonna put things behind.
Good. What was the motion you made?
The motion was to appoint Mr. Fiddler,
To what?
Mr. Fiddler to the vacancy.
Okay, and there was a second. Is there a vote?
How do
That
you
would be
vote?
me.
Did Tammy have a comment?
Go ahead, Tammy.
No, I was just answering, Mr. Archibald. He
Okay,
asked who seconded the vote.
okay, can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Okay. So, how do you vote?
Ed,
No.
Tammy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Kathy,
No.
JD,
No.
I make a motion to nominate Tom Greaves.
I'll second. And since we're in discussion, I think that's the only fair way to go, since that's the way the last meeting went.
What's your point?
Well, we left here thinking that we had done this already. I think Tom should have been voted on first. He had 2 votes last time. That's my comment.
So Tammy, you made the motion.
Kathy.
Kathy,
Kathy
I'm
did.
sorry, I apologize. Kathy made the motion, Ed, you second, to appoint Tom Greaves.
Yeah.
Any other further discussion? How do you vote?
Ed,
Yep.
Tammy, Tammy,
No. No.
Doug,
No.
Kathy,
Yes.
JD,
Yes.
Tally the votes, please.
What's that?
Tally the votes or recite what.
So, you want her to read them off, or do you want me to just,
Either one of you, but somebody has to state what the votes were.
For Tom Grace, we have 3 yes and 2 no.
I move we adjourn.
I second.
any further discussion? Any further business we need to take care of to keep in conformity with what we need to do?
No, he'll have to be sworn in, no, the answer is no. Completes the work. He'll have to be sworn in at the next meeting, but that's not you guys.
And is that something you can do, or do we need
I could
to?
do it, or any notary could do it.
Could
You do it.
you do it right now?
No, because we're not at a regular meeting, so I can't do that. That's meeting business of a regular meeting.
That's supervisor meeting,
Yes.
not vacancy board meeting.
Correct.
But you can, so the next regular supervisors meeting, you can swear him in. So,
I'm gonna arrange to make sure that as far as I'm aware, I've never done that before, but as far as I'm aware, I'm able to do it. I'm a notary. There's an oath. I believe he has to sign, so that's all gotta be taken care of at that time in order for him to proceed as a supervisor, but we'll get that taken care of for the next meeting.
well, if you find out for any reason you can't, let us,
Oh, yeah.
well, not me, I guess.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
Ed know, and we'll
Oh,
make
I'll let the
arrangements
supervisors
to
know if that's.
do otherwise.
Am I correct, this seems to be the case, but I don't know it, that there is not somebody here who's a notary? Meaning you're not a notary, we don't have a secretary on the staff who's a notary. Okay, fine.
No.
I would
No,
like
you're
to
not.
ask a question. Is this vote now invalid? You got a 3-2 majority. Is this set?
Yeah. I would say yes, the answer
Thank
is
you.
yes to that.
And Tom, then you can be here at the next supervisors meeting,
I'll
get
be
sworn
here.
in.
But last time, they told me I had to go see Ethan Moore to be sworn in.
Well, that's why I asked if he's saying he can, a notary, then
I don't
He's saying he
wanna-
can, and
I
if
don't
he
want to
can't-
disagree with the attorney,
Yeah,
but
we could bring Ron Ritchie in.
You've got to be sworn in by a notary, go ahead.
notary can, I was a notary for years, you can, it's a matter of administering an oath of office, having signed the paper. You can do it any time of the day
Yeah,
or
they
night.
said they was gonna give me a paper and just go to Ethan Ward and he'd
Ethan
take
can
care
do
of
it
it.
as well, or the bank, or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's what they said.
if you want to go to Ethan Ward before the next meeting and get sworn in,
Well, I had to have a paper. and
Yeah, well,
now
right.
that's
well,
what
they would have them at his office.
No, so somebody has to
No,
write a
somebody
letter
has to-
saying that he was duly appointed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and then I have to take that to Ethan and I could be sworn before the meeting.
cool.
You know,
If you can do that, and if not, then,
I can do it and that there, and then I would be ready. We wouldn't have to go through all that stuff. I mean, it's up to you guys. You know, you tell me if that's what you
Can I
want.
talk to you after the meeting to get your
You
phone
most
number, which
certainly
I
can.
don't have?
Yes,
And then we could communicate if that's.
not a problem.
okay, so we have a motion and a second. This concludes our duty and obligation as a vacancy board to appoint new supervisors. So we have a motion and a second to adjourn. How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Ed, Doug,
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming. Sorry to bring you out again.
Oh, Tammy voted.
See you next Monday.
Yes.
Thank you, Tammy.
Do we really have to go next Monday?
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
I think you would bring in